Hello, hello. Welcome to Bloons Tower Defense 6. This is gonna be Monkey Meadow's hard. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what this channel's gonna be, right? So first of all, welcome to Melonkeepr Gold. This is the first video. It might not be your first video. Um, well, I mean it's almost certainly not your first YouTube video that you're watching. But it also might not be your first Melonkeepr Gold video. I'm gonna turn on the music because it feels a bit weird talking in silence, right? It might not be your first Melonkeepr Gold video, but this is the video where I explain basically what is Melonkeepr Gold. And the answer is very simple. If you've already seen Alpharad Gold, then it's Alpharad Gold. That's what we're doing. But if you haven't seen Alpharad Gold, then let me clue you in. Alpharad he's Smash. Well, he's a Pokemon YouTuber. Started off as a Smash YouTuber, and yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of Alpha and his videos, and I sort of tried to emulate that. He made this second channel called Alpharad Plus that uploaded a lot of sort of tongue-in-cheek, ironic Let's Play content, and I was like, you know, I could do that. And so I made Melonkeepr Plus, and it was this FNAF YouTube channel where I uploaded daily FNAF fan game Let's Plays. And for a while, I actually did upload daily FNAF fan game Let's Plays. And we'll get to that. I do want to talk a little bit today about the successes of Melonkeepr Plus, and I want to talk about the failures of Melonkeepr Plus. But on with the story. Alpharad eventually ends up turning this second channel into something called Alpharad Gold, where the thing is that he uploads, and Jake. So Alpharad Gold is two people. It's Jacob, Alpharad, and Joe Sniffy. They upload once a day, every day, the whole year, and if they fail, they stop uploading. Maybe they delete the channel. They didn't really decide on whether they were actually going to do that or not, but they threw it around as a possibility. Yeah, but that's basically it, right? You have this idea of upload every day, it has to be a different game, it has to be a Let's Play content, and you know, don't mess it up. And so this is my attempt at that. Now you're probably thinking, well, Lily, like, that's my name by the way. If you've never seen a Melonkeepr video before, then I guess you don't know that, but that's my name. You're probably thinking, like, Lily, you failed to upload the FNAF content. What makes you think you can do this? And so that brings us to the point of the challenge. Aren't I just copying Alpharad? Aren't I just emulating? And you know, there's a bit of truth to that. So we'll talk about the point of the challenge, and then we'll talk about the successes and failures of Melonkeepr Plus, and I think that'll be fun. So the first step in all this is, why am I doing this? And the answer to that is a simple one. It's a test in sort of commitment. It's a test in, you know, doing, so you do something for 28 days, it supposedly forms a habit, right? So realistically, the first month of this should be the most difficult month. And I'm wondering, I should probably set this to strong. I'm wondering if I get past that initial hurdle, can I follow through with it? So that's the test. First of all, we do January. Then we see if I can follow through with the whole year. And it's going to be difficult. It's definitely going to be difficult because, you know, I don't have all the time in the world. I do right now, and I will during the summer. But you know, January to May, I'm a student. I've got stuff to do, and that doesn't take all day. But it's basically a lesson in, you know, it's not that hard to upload once. It's not that hard to record and upload once. But can I do it the whole year without fumbling once? and that's really the test. And I want to prove to myself that I am capable of achieving something that seems so utterly pointless and inconsequential. Like, failing this is not going to affect my life at all, outside of the fact that I will know that I haven't succeeded. I read One Piece this year. I had already read at like 300 chapters, but I basically started again, and I read all of One Piece during the summer. And you know, the author Oda makes this point about, like, you know, Luffy, yeah, he conquers people and he beats them up, but he doesn't kill people, because he does something that is much more serious in the world of One Piece, and perhaps in our own. I won't make the claim that it's more serious in our own world, but maybe someone would, and that is that he sort of beats them ideologically, you know? And so this is really an inner battle of a similar kind, where, you know, maybe I don't lose anything from failing this challenge. I only fail ideologically, because I failed to prove to myself that I can do it. And that, you know, comparison to One Piece kind of got away from me at the end there. But all of that to say, basically, that I'm basically testing myself, just to see if I can do it. And it'll be a spot of fun along the way. I hope to get more people involved with the channel, you know, for guest appearances, and maybe play some multiplayer games. It'll be a good excuse to do that, but that's really the least part of it, and we'll try and see how much I can do on my own in the first few months. But yeah, I mean, basically I'm hoping to prove that I can do it. But okay, I've already failed this once before. Logically, that should be enough. I can't keep redoing and redoing this experiment, hoping to get a different result. So why will this time be different? And to get to that, we have to talk about the failures of the last one. So why did I stop uploading on Melonkeepr Plus? And this is something that I think a lot of people are curious about, all of my loyal Melonkeepr Plus fans. Why did I stop uploading? And you know, how do I make it up to you? How do I convince you that actually I will upload this time, and you don't need to worry about it, right? And I hear that concern, like, you have no reason to trust me. I just hope that over the course of the next few months, you begin to believe in me, because I have your best interests at heart, genuinely. You know, I want to deliver quality content for my millions of adoring fans. So why did Melonkeepr Plus fail? Well, the issue was twofold. The first issue is one that, you know, kind of centers the whole condition around this challenge. There was no reason that I had to stop uploading once I missed a day with Melonkeepr Plus. That wasn't part of a challenge or anything, but I did, and it's because, you know, after failing that upload, it all felt pointless. And so we don't need to worry about that this time around, because, you know, the whole challenge is that you have to do it the first time. So any mess up like that and quitting will be part of I don't know why I went top path bomb shooter, but we've got it now. You know, failing that would be the expected outcome is that I stop uploading. So I always have that kind of out where, you know, I can relax if I fail. So the reason that Melonkeepr Plus failed, it started with me getting busy. It was, I never had any content scheduled in advance. Sometimes I did. Sometimes I would record a bunch of videos all at once for one game, and then I would have those for the next week or so. But I never scheduled enough in advance to keep up the workload, which was that I was uploading twice a day. I don't know how many of you know this, because a lot of people were not watching. That's a weird way of saying that nobody watched my videos, but a lot of people were not watching Melonkeepr Plus. They were just sort of aware of it. But yeah, the truth is that actually I was uploading twice a day, and that was a lot of work between recording, you know, studying, recording, making thumbnails, because I made the thumbnails. This time there's no pressure on that. I'm not going to force myself to make thumbnails, although I will make an effort. I just got to upload. That's the key of it. Upload a different game every day. And yeah, I fell off one day because I didn't have enough content scheduled in advance. I'm basically rate limiting myself here though. I can only upload once a day, which means that the same kind of thing where I record like 5 videos, well that sets me for 5 days instead of setting me for like 2.5 days, but also like I never uploaded the same game twice in one day, so it was also like, yeah, you can upload these for 5 days, but you also have to record another 5 videos. I basically recorded 10 videos for 5 days, and it had to be at least 2 games, but often more than that. This time I'm basically rate limiting myself to 1 video a day, but also you have to record a different game. But I don't think I'm gonna struggle with the games part. I mean, at some point I'll just play like 100 Pico 8 games in a row, and you're just gonna realize that maybe times are difficult in terms of recording the content. But I also have less time to record content now, because I no longer, you know, I share this room. I no longer live in a bedroom alone, which means that, you know, it's inconsiderate of me to try and record at any hour of the day. So that adds an additional layer, balloon joke, to the challenge, but we're just gonna try our best to ignore that. You'll be able to tell when these videos are recorded on my laptop or phone, and it will happen at some point, and I'm not sorry, because it's the fun of the challenge that brought me to that point. But yeah, so why is this gonna succeed? I think that basically touches on the core issues. I'm willing to learn from my failures and maybe make the workload easier on myself. But also I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to try my best to make this work, but if it doesn't, I know that I can just give up. And like, even if I get only 200, even if I get only like a couple months into this, and I do think I'll at least get that far, even if I only get a couple months into this, I still have created 60 videos of no quality, but I've still created something, I've still done something. Even if I fail, I still tried, and I think that's valuable as well. So I'm really looking forward to doing Melonkeepr Gold. I'm really looking forward to being able to play these games for a purpose, to create something. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to doing all of this just to see if I can. And so that's kind of the whole point of Melonkeepr Gold here. And I think I've covered everything. If I haven't covered everything, I'll mention it in another video. But yeah, welcome to the year. It's gonna be a fun one. Also, let's look at my monkey names. Not that one. Fart Monkey's not very funny. Neither is Monkey Village. Raizo, that's the ninja from One Piece. Soga King is the sniper from One Piece. Sniper King. And we're done here. I beat Monkey Meadow in 14 minutes, and somehow that was enough time to tell you all about how well this year is about to go. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you on January 2nd.